Hi, so this video is going to explain the pedagogical intent of this assessment and explain its features in various parts. And it's also going to outline the preparation that you will need to do before the first workshop in preparation for this assessment task. So this assessment task extends upon your understandings of curriculum planning within the context of senior secondary, as in the junior secondary specialisation curriculum and pedagogy unit. It's also been designed through collaboration with VU staff, students and the specialisation workshop teachers through a process of iterative evaluation and with consideration of what each of these stakeholders would like out of a unit plan assessment. So as a result of this, the framework for improving student outcomes, or the FISO model, has been used to conceptualise and structure this assessment workshop. You're not going to be assessed on your knowledge of the FISO model in this assessment, but you should know that we've used this FISO model as a clear framework to base your planning and evaluation experience for this assessment task. We've chosen a couple of aspects of the FISO model in the assessment for you to experience what it'd be like to discuss and evaluate teaching and learning standards with an aim to improve a unit of work. This assessment has been designed around a teacher's participation in professional learning communities, or PLCs, so that you can allow yourself to, build and foster the skills around teacher collaboration, as well as the responsibility around shared practice and what that actually means. So in a PLC in schools, teachers meet regularly. They share expertise. They work collaboratively together, not only to improve their own teaching skills, but also the academic performance of their students. So you're going to experience parts of a PLC in this 5-hour PLC workshop planning session. There are some intentional similarities between the junior secondary assessment 2 and this assessment. They're both centred around FISO model and PLC planning. And this was an intentional choice because being able to plan and reflect in this way is an important experience, and also the first step in optimising student learning. You may see your placement school adopt this way of planning or aspects of this. And once you begin teaching, the next step would be, to implement these unit plans and evaluate further. So we want you to experience what many schools are currently doing to provide authenticity to this assessment task, for it to be worthwhile for you. However, we don't want the same task for both the junior and senior specialisation units. So this assessment complements what you've already experienced in junior secondary specialisation curriculum and pedagogy. And you're going to focus on the next stage of the student's learning. So we're looking at VCE or VCAL. And while they both, the junior secondary and senior secondary, they've both got to focus on curriculum development, this assessment has a substantial focus on the evaluation part. So you're going to be given a unit plan for your specialisation by your teacher, your specialisation teacher, which is flawed. And you're going to need to find elements of good practice, substantiate why you believe this is good practice, as well as improve any flawed aspects. So this assessment also brings a greater focus to this notion of a sequence of learning and a cumulative sequence of learning for your student. So you really need to consider how the learning is progressing in the unit and how the knowledge is being sequentially built upon in your specialisation. So it's intended that you'll work collaboratively with your specialisation groups alongside the specialisation workshop teacher as the expert, as you potentially would in a school. So here you're going to be discussing your own personal and professional attribute strengths, which are the skills and values that you bring to the group. And we'll also be reflecting on evidence of good teaching practice, as well as what can be improved to improve student outcomes, both personally and, in terms of curriculum and planning. So you're going to experience a PLC planning session for both of your specialisations, much as you would if you were teaching both of your specialisations in a school. And while you're experiencing the same structure in these two workshops, the content and the discussions that you're going to have with your different PLC groups will be different, because each specialisation comes with its own curriculum, its own pedagogical focus, as well as any nuances. In the first workshop, you're going to be formatively assessed by your specialisation workshop teacher, who will give you feedback and evaluate you on a rubric. But this mark will not contribute to your grade for assignment 2. The workshop teacher in the second specialisation workshop will provide the same feedback and evaluate you on the same rubric, and this mark will be recorded as your grade for assignment 2. So while we're talking about assessment, it's important to note here that you're not just being assessed on what you document in these workshops, but also what you collaboratively discuss. PLCs are a space to share and discuss ideas and to constructively challenge and stretch each other in our knowledge and understandings. So we want you to experience this in the assessment. So you're not just being assessed on what's written, it's also about the discourse. So we've broken this assessment up into various parts. And you'll note that the rubric is also broken up into the parts for clarity. In the first part, the specialisation teacher is going to share their own professional expertise with you. So they're going to help you understand how to unpack the specialisation study guide and any other, associated documents. They're going to showcase their own pedagogical approaches connected to effective teaching within their specialisation within the context of senior secondary. In the second part, this is when you're going to begin to plan together in your collaborative groups. You're going to share part of your answers to the SWOT analysis of your own teaching, which you've completed before you come into the workshop in a get to know you activity. So looking at what you have to prepare for the workshop, goal setting is a key feature of your own professional development, and you should be constantly considering your strengths of where you're now and on, as well as the areas that you need to improve on, so where you're going next. So about 300 words, write some responses in each of these cells in terms of your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And we've written some prompts here for you. Obviously you don't need to write responses to all of these prompts, but there's some ideas to start thinking about in order to reflect on your own teaching experience. So after this, the workshop teachers are going to give you an outcome or a topic to consider. You're going to start the planning process by brainstorming answers to do-fors for high impact questions. So they are, what is it we want our students to learn? So here we're talking about curriculum. So you'll be, talking about the VC study guides or the VCAL curriculum, advice for teachers, examiners reports, any skills that they need, things like that. How will we know our students are learning? So here we're talking about assessment. So looking at the VCAA assessment principles. Number 3, how will we respond when students don't learn? So this is differentiation and thinking about how we're going to scaffold our students, how we're going to support them. And 4, how will we enrich and extend the learning for students who are proficient? So where's that extended end of the differentiation scale? So these questions are going to help you consider a viable curriculum that targets differentiated learning. From this, you're going to take your ideas from this brainstorm, to annotate a unit plan which the specialisation will provide to you. And as I said before, this unit is flawed. It's going to be your job to make the changes to the unit and to annotate why you've changed those particular aspects. You're also going to annotate the unit plan to illustrate evidence of good practice with an explanation and a justification of why you think it's good practice, how it has or has not considered engagement, differentiation, inclusion, etc. We've also got evidence of examiners' reports, advice for teachers, how is the unit supporting the students in exam development and things like that. And as I've previously mentioned, you're also going to show how the content progresses by mapping the progression of student learning and show how it's growing. So you could do this in a number of ways. The example there is like a unit board, but you could do a concept map, any way to visually represent how the content is progressing for the student connected to assessment. And lastly, part 4 is a professional reflection. So by yourself, no more than 500 words, you're going to consider one of the students that we have considered in the classes. So we talked about some student profiles that you may teach in a class. You can pick one of them, or you can pick someone that you've taught in the past and write a little bit of a profile on them. And with them in mind, you need to consider how this unit, with its modified parts that you have done in a group, how it considers that student, how it supports that student. Okay, so in terms of the curriculum and the learning experiences, how does this allow the student that you've chosen to achieve their learning goals? How are you going to provide targeted support or potential extension for the student? On a personal note, what have you learnt through this planning experience? So what have you learnt through this PLC planning experience that you can take with you in your future instruction or your future planning? And then what is the progress you've made by achieving AT2 standards in this process? So that's an overview of the assessment. Make sure you read over the assessment and its features and come into the first workshop with your goal setting responses to the SWOT analysis. In addition to this, I'd also recommend that you take a look over your specialisation study design, the advice for teachers, the examiners' reports, the assessment principles. And, these are large documents. You don't need to know them in great depth, but it's going to make it easier for you to know what each covers and where to find the applicable information on the workshop day. So we hope that you get a lot of this assessment and that it helps you to develop your own teaching and planning confidence in senior secondary within your specialisation.